The end of the year festivities are just around the corner. And what a better way to kick off those get-togethers with your loved ones than by cooking a delicious family meal. The tamales de cerdo or pork tamales is a traditional meal served during the holiday season. Now let me tell you, a lot of people use it for the holidays, but me, I love to eat them all year round. These are the ingredients that you will need. As you can see, this recipe is bursting with flavor so you and your loved ones can enjoy a memorable meal. So now what we're going to have is a cup of chicken stock, or if you want to, vegetable stock also works, and about a cup of chiles. We're going to add the chiles, and we're going to put them in the microwave in high, with half of a cup of the broth in a glass bowl. We're going to use a blender. We're going to give some flavor to the masa, to the dough, which is extremely important in these tamales. Okay, so we're going to start by combining in a blender. Let me put it right here. Let me clean this a little bit. Okay, so we have a cup of the stock with the chiles, correct? Then what we're going to do is we're going to add the rest of the stock to the blender. So we're going to turn our blender on. Okay, so our chiles and our stock is already blended. Combine in a big dish the pepper puree with the cornmeal, baking powder, chili, salt, and softened butter. So we're going to start mixing all these ingredients really well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let this set up. I'm going to wash my hand, I'm going to clean everything up, and we're going to continue to cook. Okay, so now that the dough is setting, we're ready to do our meat. Combine the salt, brown sugar, chili powder, cumin, red pepper powder, and black pepper in a bowl. I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil. Okay, just a little bit, not much. Let me add a little bit of salt as well. Now, we're going to mix all this really well, you see? Okay, all this is combined. I'm going to take my piece of pork. Now, very important, my oven, I'm preheating it at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, check this out. I'm going to rub the meat evenly for all the sides. This is going to add such a wonderful flavor to our pork. And we're ready. I'm going to take this off. It's always very important while you're cooking, something that I practice every day, is clean as you go. It's going to make your work in the kitchen much easier. Okay, we're going to preheat our Dutch oven. In this case, my pot. I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil. I've been preheating this for about 2-3 minutes. For this, I'm going to grab a pair of tongs. I'm going to start with the skin side down. And I'm going to let it brown. Okay, I think we're almost ready. I browned my meat all over the place. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this off. Very important. We're going to cover it and then go to the oven. Okay, so I have my oven at 300 degrees. This is going to take about, I will say, 3 to 4 hours. It is really important that you cook this meat low and slow. Now, when it's ready, you're going to take it out. You're going to let it rest for at least 10 to 15 minutes. And then with a couple of forks or with your hands, start shredding it. Okay, so we have our dough ready. Our meat is already cooking. I'm going to go and get my ingredients and let's start making tamales. Okay, so we brought up the dough. We have already our meat already shredded, and we're ready to make tamales. We're going to need corn husk, and what we're going to do is we're going to submerge them in water for at least an hour. What I do is I do it the day before so they're nice and soft, okay? So let's begin. I have the dough. We're going to take about 2 tablespoons, almost like a tennis ball. Let's say like this. Okay, we have our little balls. We're gonna divide the dough in about 24 portions, okay? We put the ball right in the middle, and with our hands, we're gonna start pushing, okay? So we have enough space to put our meat, and then also have the space to close them, okay? So I will say cover it up, leaving about half of an inch on all sides. Now we're gonna take about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of the filling. I'm gonna put it right in the middle, and let me tell you, the flavor is just fantastic. I'm gonna take the top and the bottom, and I'm gonna close it in, okay? I'm gonna close it in right here. It's completely closed, okay? I'm gonna turn the top around to really close the tamal. We're gonna fold over. We're gonna grab one of our strings. We're gonna put it in the bottom, and then we're gonna close the bottom, or we're gonna tie the bottom of the tamal. Nice and tight, but not too tight that it's going to break. Now, for the top, we just put it nice and close together, okay? We're gonna close this part. And now with the string, we're gonna do 1, 2, and tie it up. Look how beautiful. And it goes straight to the steamer for about 35 minutes to 45 minutes until they're set. I have some here that have been already cooking. I cannot wait to open them. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They're hot. So make sure that you grab a towel, that you have a pair of gloves, okay? So check it out. This is how I will serve it. We cut the bottom, the top, okay? We open it up. What I like to leave is probably a little bit of the husk right in the bottom. I take my tamales, put it right on top. Then I grab a little bit of these wonderful pickled onions, okay? I'm gonna cut this with my fork so you can see the wonderful filling inside. Beautiful, delicious tamales. You don't need anything else. Let's enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. And for more Sabrosos Momentos and culinary adventures, please visit us at porkteinspira.com.